There's a man who changed everything about his life without saying a single word. He didn't confront anyone, didn't send the long text, didn't explain himself. He just vanished from the places he used to be. 3 weeks later, his phone wouldn't stop ringing. What happened? He'd stumbled onto something most people never learn. The people who ignore your presence will panic at your absence. And there's hard science explaining exactly why. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain is a prediction machine. Right now, it's running thousands of micro simulations about the world around you. Who will text back? Who will show up? Who will be there when you need them? And when someone is always available, your brain files them under guaranteed resource. Think about your favorite coffee shop. You pass it every day. Do you think about it? Probably not. But if it suddenly closed tomorrow, you'd notice immediately. This is habituation, the brain's tendency to stop registering what never changes. When you're constantly available, you become wallpaper, background noise, the coffee shop that will always be there. Here's the brutal truth. The human brain doesn't protect what it assumes it can't lose, so it stops trying.
Now, imagine this. You've texted someone back within minutes for months, every time, like clockwork. Then one day, you don't. Hours pass, then a full day. What happens in their brain? Prediction error. Their neural circuits expected one thing and got another. And when the brain encounters a prediction error, it doesn't shrug it off. It freaks out. Attention spikes, cortisol rises. The brain scrambles to figure out what changed, what did I miss, what's wrong. Your absence becomes the loudest thing in the room. This isn't manipulation, it's neuroscience. You didn't change your value, you changed your visibility. And suddenly, they're seeing you in high definition for the first time. Let's be honest, you know you shouldn't respond to that text. You know you shouldn't justify yourself. You know you shouldn't care what they think, but you do it anyway. Why? Because your brain is running on ancient software that still thinks rejection equals death. 3 invisible forces are controlling you. 1. Approval addiction. 10,000 years ago, getting kicked out of the tribe meant you'd get eaten by a lion. Your brain still acts like every scene without a reply is a survival threat. 2. Negativity bias. Your brain treats one criticism like it's worth 10 compliments. That's why one snarky comment can ruin your whole day, while 10 nice ones barely register. 3. The guilt reflex. You feel like you owe people explanations, responses, emotional labor. Your nervous system literally gets uncomfortable with the idea of leaving someone hanging. These aren't personality flaws, they're evolutionary bugs running in modern hardware. And every time you auto-respond, you're draining a battery you didn't even know you had.
Here's something most people think is metaphorical: mental energy. It's not. Your brain runs on glucose. Every decision, every reaction, every emotional regulation, it all costs biological fuel. And guess what burns through that fuel fastest? Pointless reactions. When you respond to everything, every bait, every demand, every little provocation, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for self-control, starts running on fumes. And a depleted brain makes terrible decisions. It becomes more impulsive, you snap at people you care about, more anxious, everything feels like a crisis, more manipulable, you agree to things you don't want, terrible at boundaries, you say yes when you mean no. This is why over-availability isn't kindness, it's self-sabotage wearing a halo. Here's where it gets interesting. The moment you pull back, some people will lose their minds, not because they miss you, but because they miss what you did for them. In psychology, this is loss aversion. The brain hates losing something it had, even if it never valued it. So they'll try everything. You've changed. Translation, you're not as easy to control. Why are you being like this? Translation, why won't you react like you used to? double texts, triple texts, emotional manipulation. Here's what you need to understand. This reaction is not about love, it's about access. They're not upset because they lost you. They're upset because they lost their reliable emotional vending machine. Your absence is forcing them to sit with something deeply uncomfortable, the realization that they never earned what they were getting. And that's not your problem to fix.
Let me tell you what happens in your brain when you choose silence over reaction. Your amygdala, the panic button, starts to quiet down. Your prefrontal cortex, the executive control center, comes online. The fog clears. You start seeing situations for what they are, not what your anxiety told you they were. Strategic silence is not passive. It's the most active choice you can make. Because silence exposes manipulation, manipulators need your reaction to work. Protects your energy, you're not spending fuel on people who don't refill your tank. Forces accountability, people have to sit with their own behavior. And rebuilds your self-respect. You stop betraying yourself to comfort others. You don't need to explain. You don't need to defend. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth. Your silence is the statement. Here's what happens when you finally stop being available to everyone. Your nervous system stops screaming. Your decision-making sharpens. Your relationships sort themselves. Your self-respect returns. The people who only liked you when you were convenient, they'll drift away. And good, because what's left are the ones who see you, not just what you can do for them. You'll become selective. Not everyone gets access. Stable. Your mood isn't dictated by others. Respected, because you respect yourself first. And sovereign. You control your energy, not the other way around. This isn't about being cold. This isn't about playing games. This isn't about revenge. This is about taking your brain back. This is cognitive liberation. So if you're ready to stop bleeding energy for people who wouldn't give you a Band-Aid, say it. I choose my energy. I protect my peace. I am no longer available to everyone. Because the moment you mean it, everything shifts. The question is, are you ready for what comes next?
If you want psychology that doesn't shame emotions, but teaches control, direction, and self-mastery, subscribe. This channel isn't about suppressing who you are. It's about learning how to use it.